Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Welcome to Drinking Bros, kids. Hungover in Miami.
This pop filter is better than the one I had yesterday.
Is it?
Yeah, it's tighter. It's more it's more formed. I like it better.
Okay.
Well, Dan,
I'm not gonna lie.
I bought them at different times, and then some of them may have been used for sexual objects. And
Well, Chuck fucking did something. He put one of them on his balls yesterday, so hopefully it's not this one.
Yeah.
I did switch them up. So,
Did you make sure you got that one like I said?
I'm so hungover. I've got like a little Grammys pillow here, just in case.
Did you see how far it sunk down into the couch you are?
He went home early.
I know.
Yeah. So you guys were home by like 1 o'clock, probably.
Right, and I'll tell you why. And here's what happened. So you get nervous meeting a childhood hero, obviously, right? Because it doesn't happen very often. And we've had everybody on the show and their mother, except for one guy.
Are any of your childhood heroes still alive?
Yes,
because you're old as fuck,
dude. I am 33 years old.
No,
same age as Jesus Christ.
Nope.
And it was Evander Holyfield. Grew up in Atlanta. Huge fan. And I was like, man, I don't often go out of my way to go up and chat up celebrities that I don't know. I mean, truthfully, fuck, man, I feel like I've met everybody in this world except for Holyfield. And there he was, and he looked identical, like fucking identical to when he was fighting. I've never seen anything like it.
The funny thing is, I forgot. I saw he was there, and I meant to go over and talk to him. But we got distracted.
No, some guy led us on a wild goose chase to some fucking bar that had free drinks inside the stadium, and it turned out it was like, yeah, there's no line. There's like 6,000 people in line in there. Chuck and I walked in and looked at it, we're like, fuck this.
I'm not waiting in that line.
Well, I don't need free drinks.
No.
But yeah, Holyfield has looked like he was 65 years old since he was 20.
The thing is, I wanted to ask him because I wanted to know if he even knew about, because my manager had negotiations to fight him in a kickboxing match.
Oh shit, really?
Back like in 2007, I think it was, I don't know, 2006, 2007. I have to ask.
You were still champ then, were you?
Yeah, they were talking about. I'm like, yeah, sure. If we
pay me $100 million, yeah.
I'm in. I mean, but it was kickboxing. Like that's what I always think. Like if you're gonna mix the sports, right? Why don't you guys meet in the middle?
Right. Yeah. Kickboxing makes sense. There's no grappling.
You're boxing. You want to be just striking, and you think boxing. All you guys think boxing is better than kickboxing anyway, right?
Yeah.
The boxers are better than kickboxers, so it shouldn't matter that I can kick, right?
Right.
I just want to be able to kick. Just let me kick. If I'm gonna fight those guys, I'll fight them. No, don't get me wrong. Like they kept taking things away. They kept
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
None of those boxers have ever had their fucking lead leg chopped down by fucking.
Oh no!
No.
And I tell everybody, you stand in a boxing stance.
Yeah, you're done.
You've got one round to knock me out.
Yep.
But if you make it,
you won't be able to stand up.
You won't be able to stand by the end of that round. I promise.
Yeah, for sure. That would have been really interesting.
But I wanted to ask if you even knew about it.
Because Holyfield was still relatively young then, right? He was like in his late 40s, maybe.
He was just finishing up. It was kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But and I was at a party, actually Bruce Buffer's birthday party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking to Boss Rutan, and Boss out of nowhere was telling that story that he was in negotiations to fight him Holyfield too.
Oh shit! Yes. Holyfield fought until 2011.
Hey, yeah, dude,
he's
fought.
58.
Yes, dude.
He fought until he was 48 years old.
Wait, I think you guys are forgetting he's about to fight again.
Yeah,
he's fighting very soon. He's fighting in about a month and a half, and it's Peter McNeely.
In this world, is that a surprise now?
No, but he looked identical to when he was world champion, and I guess that's what threw me off the most. Where I was like, oh shit, I felt like I was in a fucking time machine.
Wait, he was the cruiser and heavyweight undisputed champ at the same time?
Yes. Holyfield was a legend, dude.
I understand he's great, but I didn't even know that was a thing. That you have to have 3 different belts in 2 weight classes.
They just did a documentary
how the fuck do you even fight
ABC,
that much?
The last 2 weeks in a row about Mike Tyson and Holyfield and what had happened with them. And the doc was featuring Tyson, obviously. It was about the story of his life and redemption and everything else. But when he lost to Holyfield, he was like, I just couldn't fucking beat that guy, man. Like, he had me figured out, and that was it. So going up to him last night, because half of his ear is still fucking missing, by the way, which is creepy. It is. Because it's not like one would think maybe he would have got it reattached or put back on. he did not.
He should have gotten an even bigger ear. Just like, fuck you, Mike. What are you going to do, bite this one off?
So I chatted with him, and it was one of those things where I saw him. I had a couple drinks at that point, and I was like, man, what am I going to talk to Evander Holyfield about? The thing that I used to eat the most as a child was the Burger King breakfast buddies. Because we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So
What the fuck is a what?
Holyfield did a whole line for Burger King.
Oh, I remember those commercials. They were terrible. Yeah.
So last night,
He's a lot better at boxing than he is at doing commercials. I'll say that.
yeah, but he looked identical, everything else, and I was like, hey man, great to meet you. I host this show, blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm a huge fan. Grew up in Atlanta, hometown kid, and I was like, man, I love those breakfast buddies. And there was just like a shocked look on his face of like, is this dude fucking with me? And like, I'm wearing a Bush light hat, for Christ's sakes, and a Drinkin Bros shirt that looks like Pornhub.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what to do, and we're stuck. Like, it's during that rain delay, and we're all backstage, so that he can't go anywhere. So then I've got to try to follow up with his breakfast.
So right now, Evander
buddies
Holyfield is somewhere
conversation.
telling this story to his probably to his therapist. Like, this weird fucker like cornered me at the fight and wouldn't stop talking about breakfast food from 30 years ago.
From some shitty commercial that I hated. I didn't know if he was fucking with me or not.
Like, is he going to bite my other ear off? What the fuck is happening here? Did Mike send this guy after me? Like, is this some kind of fucking conspiracy?
Oh, shit. But all I kept thinking was, all right, if he's coming back, right, to fights, because that's clearly why he was there. He was with a publicist, and they were doing some things. Why couldn't you fight him?
They were talking about him fighting Tyson, right?
Yes. So Holyfield said,
That
look,
guy-
just sign the contract was there. It was done on his side. And he goes, sign the fucking deal, and then that'll be the next fight. So now Holyfield's going to do a tune-up fight, I guess, tune-up at 58, but against Peter McNeely, who fought Tyson back in the day. And then hopefully they're saying maybe by November, which is a hot month for boxing, to get Holyfield Tyson together.
There was a problem with when they tried to do that with outside of Triller.
Correct. And so Mike ditched Triller. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had somehow some issue with that. I don't know.
Yeah, so he ditched Triller and then created this thing called Legends of the Legends League or League of 11. Yeah, it's LOL.
That's the video game.
Yes.
Legends League is what he created. I thought that was in combination with Triller. I thought they owned both, or they were the same thing.
So
in some way.
he split off from that and is doing it with that, and he's trying to set the fight up on his own, which is never a good idea. And my thinking was, because I was watching.
The idea is you're the
promoter and you're getting that money.
You get both cuts.
Correct.
Right. You're doing you're getting the whole cut.
But that takes a lot of work, and I don't think people realize what that is. So whether or not that fight happens or not, I don't know. But it got me to thinking after watching last night's fight, why couldn't you fight Holyfield? You both look great. Like, you both could.
My thing is if I'm gonna fight a boxer, I would, if the only advantage I could have really would be I'd like to fight him bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And we can do that too.
Because I'm used to punching people with small gloves or no gloves.
Like, so what is it, 6 ounce?
I grew up doing nothing on 4 ounce.
4 ounce.
But I'm used to hitting the bag. I fought in bare knuckle, and my hands are used to it. A lot of boxers
they're all wrapped up.
A lot of they're been wrapped up their whole
Yeah.
career, and they break their hands early in those fights.
Yeah.
Like Paulie Maldonado.
Yes.
I can't always remember. Sorry, brother, buddy. I probably butchered your name, but
I do it all the time on this show.
I mean, he's a good dude. I hung out with him in Saudi Arabia. Nice guy. But like you said, broke his hand in the first round.
Yeah.
Which like, and for me, I'm like that would be.
We could probably do
one
that.
advantage.
I mean, the guy that owns Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship here in Miami actually has been reaching out about getting you to do it. He wants you to come do interviews and commentate and shit, but if you want to wail on somebody, why not?
If you want to do it. So I watched it. I watched the opening fight they had, and it was entertaining as shit, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
I loved it, man.
It's wild. Pitbull and Shaq just bought like 30% of the company, I think.
And it's a blast to watch.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a fucking Brad Pitt movie where you're just taping up knuckles. That's it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I don't know how like you sanction that. Is it the gaming commission?
I don't know. I think
Get involved?
I don't
It was
know.
in
I don't know.
Florida.
I think that's where it's at. I mean, I think some places do, some places probably don't.
I mean, you probably couldn't do that in Vegas. They're pretty strict about what they allow combat sports wise there, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because that was the thing they asked at the press conference last night for Floyd Mayweather, which we'll get to that fight in a minute, is why Miami? And he said Nevada refused to sanction that fight. So I was shocked. He was just like, dude, he goes, I'm a Las Vegas dude. All I do is fight in Vegas. And he goes, once they refuse to sanction it, he goes,
Why wouldn't they
start looking at other venues?
Why wouldn't they sanction that?
It's a great question. I wonder if it was the weights.
I don't know enough
or,
about. Well, it could be the weight. Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty big disparity.
I mean, it comes down. It probably comes down. I don't know. I'm not. I shouldn't speak for them, I guess. But I guess it would come down to some kind of rules that they have. They don't want to break bend their rules for anybody.
Right.
Kind of trying to do like
Right.
we're not bending our rules for anyone, even though this is an exhibition and it's we're not bending rules for anybody.
Well, they're losing a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, it
Well,
takes a lot of tourism away.
But you're also talking about a guy. You're having a guy with no fights, basically. Fighting a guy with a professional guy with 50 fights. Like, if there's not, that could be a bad recipe for a guy getting hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
Their job is technically to protect the athlete.
Right.
So
Protect the athlete from himself.
As it turns out, he did get hurt a little bit.
yeah, well, speaking of which, last night, Mayweather, Logan Paul. Your thoughts first, because I was actually impressed with Logan.
Look, man, nothing else. Logan came out. He fought tough. I mean, he got hit hard. Like I saw him get hit hard quite a few times, and he kept coming. He wasn't going to quit. He kept coming after him. He did his best. I mean, he was fighting a guy. There was no. I mean, there was a snowball's chance in hell he was going to beat Mayweather.
Right.
But to survive, I think it's a moral victory to make it through the whole fight.
And he landed some good shots.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he looked a lot more squared away this time than he did in his last fight, for sure. Like, he made progress. Kind of like, I mean, Jake did, too.
Yeah.
Against Askren. He did. It wasn't just that Askren walked into a punch.
He's going to run into trouble with someone with heavy hands.
Yes.
Logan or Jake?
Logan.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, like he likes to drop those hands when he's throwing his jab.
His left jab comes out and his right hand is next to his hip.
Correct,
Every
yeah.
single time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Actually, when I first started, I used to have that problem from the old school. I did old school karate, so you get in the habit of
right.
pulling a punch to your hip,
back
and
to your,
and they start doing that. You're like, wait, oh no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you had a good trainer, they'll be slapping you in the side of the head every time you drop your hand when you jab, right? I mean, that's like what's that? The pad that goes on your hand. I've seen them do that quite a bit. They just pop you in the side of the head every time you do it. Clearly, they haven't been doing it to him because his hand, like literally every time, it drops.
Yeah, but look, it's inexperience, and he doesn't
no,
know any better. I don't know. I don't know
no.
how much longer he fights, though. To be honest with you, Logan. He chatted about it a little bit, and he goes, "Man, after this Mayweather thing, like I don't really know where to go or what to do from here."
From there, there's nowhere to go. I mean, for him, I mean, he did. I mean, to do that against him, I mean, I was actually I thought he did a really respectful speech at the end. He did that was a nice.
His press conference was awesome. Like he said and did all the right things, and he made everybody love him last night, which is odd because typically people hate him online or at least pretend to hate him online. But in his press conference,
that's what online is, though.
Yes.
You know how many times I've had someone say something bad to me online, and then if I decide to comment for fun,
yeah,
they're like, "Oh man, I'm just trying to. Oh man, I'm a big fan." And it's like, dude, then
why bother?
Right?
Yeah, why bother? With that being said, there is a clip that is circulating around the internet tonight that Floyd accidentally knocked out Logan and then held him up.
It was at the end of one of the rounds.
We
I don't know
just
which
saw
round.
the footage literally right before we came on
Yeah,
air. I couldn't tell. Look,
what round was it?
You're the expert in this. It looked like 4 or 5 to me.
If it was 5, then he cost me fucking money.
But
I still made money.
I was just about to say is who's going to get really mad?
Yeah.
I knock out 5.
I put 200 on 5 and 6, but I also put 300 on the draw, which won, so I did fine.
Yeah.
I made $3,000.
So you can't be mad. He saved your draw.
Yeah, he saved your draw.
Kind of, but I would have made more money. It was plus 12. Well, it was the same. It
depends on what round it was.
Yeah, it was actually the same for 5, and it was plus 12 for
12 to 1.
6. So I don't know. For 5, it was still 10 though. So who cares?
Yeah, so
it was the same either way.
And you put more on the draw, so you're
I did,
you're
yeah.
up. Actually, saved you.
Maybe he knew somehow.
Hey, you should save him. You gotta send him a little gift basket.
Yeah, I'll send him a fruit basket.
You saw the clip. What do you think? Is it legitimate or not?
It did. The short clip I saw, it didn't finish. It was weird. It stopped off really quick.
Yep.
It looked like he was going down. But I would like to see it on a bigger screen and
same. And you can pull footage from anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was with the crowd the way it was and the way they had us set up. I wasn't close enough to the ring to see his eyes. When I saw Jake Paul fight Askren, I was front row. I could tell you he was gone.
Yeah.
When they stopped that fight, he was standing. He wasn't there. He didn't know he was there. Right. He was standing because he's too tough for his own good. He just got up. He's still tough. He's a tough guy. He got up and he's just standing there to fight again. He wanted to fight, but he didn't know where he was.
No.
So I can read that in his eyes. But that was ringside. So from where we were at, I missed that whole thing. But I was watching. You watch him from far away.
I like how you say we're not. We were in like row 8, dude.
No, but I'm talking.
Chuck is used to sitting like inside the ring. We were in row 8.
I know, but what I'm saying, I'm talking about for reading the eyes.
Yeah.
Once you get past it, even like I get up front row. I get up and walk forward and make sure.
Sure.
Try to see. Because I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
I've been doing martial arts since I was 12. I've been knocking people out since I was 14. I can see in your eyes when I hurt you.
Right.
Like your eyes get that glossy look.
Yeah.
And so I can look up and go, oh, okay, yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's not looking.
It's hard to tell on this one. It is. His eyes look a little blurry, but to be honest, he was gassed after like the first round. He was already gassed.
Logan
was.
The short clip that we had really looked like he was falling down, like he was
it
going
did,
down,
yeah.
like it looked like he was actually.
It did,
him.
Yeah.
But he also did that a lot. Whenever Floyd would land a flurry, he would lean into him and bend over at the waist. So he was doing that all night.
Clench a lot,
but he didn't. That was a little extreme.
I never
though.
like videos when they cut off like that.
I don't either.
It's like these cop videos where you see guys, they start right.
Yeah.
The cops beating the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what happened before that?
Where was the other 13 minutes?
Yeah, where's that?
Yeah.
Wait, how did we get to here?
Yeah.
Because it's like I get buddies used to go like, oh man, that cop, he's an asshole. He gave me a jaywalking ticket.
Were you jaywalking?
I said, let me tell you something, bro. If he's a buddy of mine, he gave you a jaywalking ticket, you're an asshole.
Yeah, like you did something. Yeah,
you failed the sidewalk attitude test.
Like, do you think
he was trying to? He's
sidewalk attitude test.
He's a guy that he's a guy that goes out of his way. Like if you get a drunk in public, he gives you a little note on the bottom. If you meet me downtown and do some cleanup for an hour,
right? Yeah,
2 hours, I'll write it off. You're not. We'll write off your ticket. He gets every guy he gives drunk in public gets that.
People think cops are out there writing tickets for no. Do you think they want to show up in court and deal with that bullshit?
No. Or
do you think they want to stay after? Like you don't like. You have to stay after your shift and do all the paperwork.
Every time someone tell me, I got this bullshit ticket for this. I'm wait. So what did you do? What exactly did you say when the cops came up? Enlighten me, because that sounds like a pretty asshole move to write a ticket for that.
The only one is in L.A. L.A. They have to make money, so the DUIs there they give.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking DUIs.
Hourly.
Like, look, when I was in San Luis Obispo, my buddies, I had buddies in all the police, the CHP, sheriffs. The one thing they say is, look, I don't care what you do, just don't drive drunk. Like
right.
I can say we can probably take care of it. We can probably fix anything else. Everything else, nothing I can do for DUI.
Yeah.
So don't be an idiot.
These LA cops though, they would set up checkpoints on like La Cienega and Wilshire. Yeah. And it's right by all the agencies because they knew the agents, like, and their assistants would go to lunch and booze or whatever, and then boom.
Oh, well, look,
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Listen,
We're setting him up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Look, I live in San Luis Obispo. Like, there's basically most of the bars are on 2 streets.
Yeah.
So then I used to work when I was bartending for a long time. I'd be going to Denny's afterwards to go out to work. I got pulled over probably once a week for a long time until they figured out my car. Because I was driving, I was like, they have some random reason to pull me over, but they were trying to see if I was drinking.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but it was like every time they pull you over, like, I just got off work. I was like, okay, all right, see you later. Go ahead, go on. But it was like
the state's out of money.
Random.
They're doing random shit, but.
Well, that's the thing we have in our neighborhood. Like right now, with all the COVID, after COVID, in our neighborhood, I get people. They're driving around our neighborhood. They get I forgot to put my daughter's tag on her new tag on her BMW.
Mm-hmm. Like the year on the license plate. Yeah.
And it's parked in my neighborhood. They went and wrote us a fix-it ticket for it. I'm
like your HOA did?
Yeah, no, the
little local
the sheriff's
people there?
That's fucking terrible.
I'm like, are you guys serious? Like, you can run the tag, you run it, and you can see I paid it.
Yeah.
Why? But you're gonna write it because it doesn't have it on there. Like, really? Like, but they're doing that to a lot of people in our neighborhood because they know we'll just pay it and get it, whatever.
Yeah, that's all. Like, think about the idea of government fines in the first place. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the government be able to take your money because of some stupid shit like that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you have to pay a punitive fine to the government?
All of it's money.
I'm in a well-to-do neighborhood, so it's like but people it's like they're going through and they're all of a sudden they never had it. All of a sudden we got they're in there ticketing people for. I mean, they have two guys because they didn't have their golf carts registered and they're on the street. Street legal golf carts.
No
What?
way.
You have to have
golf carts. If you have a street legal golf cart, it has to be registered if it's on the street. And they're parked, and they're in the neighborhood. They're not taken out of the neighborhood. They're just in the neighborhood. It's like, it's like a.
Are you in a gated community?
Yeah, Hidden Hills.
Fuck, I wouldn't let them in. If I was the security guard at the gate, I'd be like, no, dude. The only reason you're here is for
unless
that.
somebody called 911. Like, you're not coming in to patrol and write tickets in the neighborhood. Fuck that.
Hidden Hills be like that though, dude. It does, dude. It's Calabasas, Hidden Hills, all that shit, man. It's crazy. Look, Logan's going back to fucking Calabasas.
Is he moonwalking back?
That knockout, by the way, is questionable. That footage we watched. We'll see later. The one that was not, though, was the Chad Ochocinco. And again, I was in row 8, Chuck, so I saw everything with my own goddamn eyes, like a human in this world who would rank side tickets. Whatever. Ochocinco got knocked down with a pretty vicious punch. He was fighting a real boxer. He did well enough, but then when he got back up,
By real boxer, I mean a guy, a journeyman, not even I don't know what you call a guy that's 3-20, but it's like a
3-22.
Call that someone who doesn't give up, Chuck. That's
Yes.
someone who doesn't quit.
Someone who doesn't give up.
He's like Forrest Gump. He's still running coast to coast.
It's great, dude. But
I get nothing against them. Those guys, you need those guys too, but especially in boxing, because they I don't know if they still do that padding the record thing. Like, they got to. Like, look, we went to the Canelo fight, right?
Yep.
Just on the main card.
Yeah.
The closest odds on a fight on the main card. The main card was 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But most of them were like 8 or 8 or higher.
3,000.
Yeah, 33. Yeah.
3,000 plus 3,000.
One of the guys fell down, remember? And he's just like, I'm too hurt.
He won that fight.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah. That's
the,
right.
The rapid punch
'Cause
guy.
he quit. Yeah. He just quit.
And then the other guy had the delayed knockout, and then from the body shot, right?
Yeah.
The little guy.
And with Ochocinco,
delayed knockout from a body shot's normal.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
That happens.
But it didn't look like he got hit that hard, to be honest.
No.
Like, it looked like it winged him, but it must have got him right on the liver because he fucking went down.
When you catch the liver, you don't need to hit it very hard.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, it
Catch it
didn't
right.
even look like he made solid contact on the side. It was like way over here on his side, but he went down like a fucking
Yeah,
sack
it looked
of
like the
potatoes.
fight was almost going to keep going, and then it was like, oh, no, that's over. That's done.
Yeah. But with Ochocinco last night, once he knocked him down and he got back up, Chad looked at the clock, or, I'm calling him Chad by his former name, his government name.
Well, you guys are friends, Russ.
Yeah, I feel like we are.
No, his name is still Chad Ochocinco
Okay.
Johnson.
I didn't know if it was just Ochocinco.
Yeah.
The boxer looked at him, and it was like a nod or like a wink, and then the next 3 punches, so he could finish out the fight, were right in the chest, very light taps, and like he clearly let him go for.
Well, it seemed like they were friends.
It did, yeah. It was.
Well, I don't know, man. A guy like that is like not really, even if they didn't have an agreement, like it's kind of like I don't need to put him away. I won this.
Yeah, what's the point?
I don't need to put him away. He gave me a chance to be out here in front of these people, and make money.
Yeah,
100%.
And get something. I don't need to try to kill him.
And Ocho Cinco posted this morning. He goes, "Man, that was a blast last night. Get to tell my kids that I made $1 million in 8 minutes." And he was at McDonald's. He posted a thing.
It wasn't 8 minutes though, was it? 4 rounds, 3 minutes.
4 rounds, 12 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
Was it 2 minute round?
No,
it was 3 minute round.
It was 3. It was 3. Yeah.
So it's 12.
He can't count that well, obviously.
Well, he can count to 85 in Spanish.
Yeah,
Apparently.
and he can also count that $1 million he got last night.
Yeah, he can pay somebody to count for him.
Yeah.
Well, you got some shit on your lip there, guy. Right there.
I'm a mess, dude. We went to Denny's last night.
Oh, we both burned
What
our
is
mouths on.
what does going to Denny's last night have to do with you having shit on your mouth now?
Burned our mouths on the hottest sandwiches of all time, and it was.
Yeah, we're just crunching these down like outside
couldn't wait.
waiting on our Uber, and it's bad. It's like microwave pizza.
This sounds pathetic. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it was.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Shameful. I'm gonna give you a little warning. Like, okay, like I bartended for a long time in San Luis Obispo. There was like Taco Bell or Denny's, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Then they started. There was a burrito place opening on TA's, but that was different. For a long time, that was all your choices.
Yeah, yes. So that was our only choice last night.
But here's the thing. Just a little word of advice. Breakfast.
We did the Grand Sandwich.
Yeah. Have you had a Grand Sandwich? That's new.
No.
It's grand. So it's the Grand Slam breakfast into a sandwich, and it was delightful.
Well,
See, I thought he was saying it was like bad food.
No, it was
No.
great. It was amazing. We just burnt our mouths because the ham was so hot.
God, you
There
guys
was
are
like a
fucking
full
idiots.
Slice of ham.
You were
I'm
both
telling you, the ham and the cheese.
fucking
Both of us at the same time.
because,
idiots.
Just,
I can see you
Denny's
stupid
breakfast is
fat
great.
retards
That's what I'm saying.
continuing to shovel the hottest food in the world into your
didn't
fucking
stop.
stupid mouths.
We didn't stop.
I was putting the hash browns in my mouth to try to cool down because those were a little bit cooler.
It's
than the
like,
sandwich, but then the crispiness was cutting the roof of my mouth right after I burnt
Jesus
it.
Christ! Like
Yeah.
it's like Tropic or not Tropic Thunder, Pineapple Express, where homeboy's crying and eating that burger on the swing.
Exactly.
That was exactly what it was. So like full disclosure, because you guys went out and partied.
Yeah.
After the fight, dude, we went to Denny's and called it. First of all, it felt like it was about 80, 85 last night. It was so hot that I was sweating, and then it started raining. I didn't leave because it was an open air stadium because it felt better just to be in the rain at that point.
It dumped for a
And then
good
it
like
started
4 or 5 minutes.
pouring.
But other than that, it was. I liked the rain. It was nice.
Same.
But yeah, we went out to we went over to Hard Rock and went to this club called Dare, DAER.
Okay.
It's owned by what's his name, Sean Morden, I think.
Sean Morden,
and
yeah,
his family. Yeah, they own a bunch of clubs all over the place. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I saw pictures
it was
with
a
you
great
and
time, a good time.
you were with Logan Paul at one point last night.
Logan and Jake.
When I
Yeah.
went to- Congratulations. I went out and saw him.
Yeah.
What did he say to you? What did Logan say to you?
He didn't say much. I mean, just I congratulated him and said thanks.
He was fucking exhausted. I'll tell you that. Like every
Yeah.
time he like went to, and he's what is he, 27? Every time he stood up, he looked like me standing up. You know what I mean? Just and every time he sat back down, he would like
but, hey,
deep
man,
breath out.
I got respect for him. He was out there. He fought out there, one of the baddest guys on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, to the things though, I think is of why he got gassed, because a lot of people were saying that. Why does he get gassed? He's trains and he's fucking ripped and all that stuff. Here's my personal guess on it last night. He had to cut weight to get to 189.5 or else he was getting fined $100,000. After that, he's back in the wrestling days, he was probably used to it, but then to cut weight, I saw him at the weigh-in, and he, when guys just kind of look a little too emaciated, where you're like, oh shit, you probably went down to like the last second.
That's
to do
interesting
this.
because I didn't see any video or talk about the weight cut coming up to the fight. Like,
Yeah.
if it was really going to hinder him like that, I thought we maybe would have saw some footage, something.
Well, that's
I
why
think-
that's why it was in the contracts.
Yeah.
So if it was $100,000 per pound, so clearly they didn't want him coming in at 210 or whatever.
But
No,
they
I'm
also
surprised we didn't see anything
Well,
about
I mean, I don't know if he didn't want that to be seen as some kind of excuse or some shit, because he doesn't. I mean, for how silly all of this is, he's not been a bitch about any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not tried to fucking
Logan.
bitch his way out of it.
No, not at all. The other part about it
But
is
that's a real thing, especially if you cut weight like that and it's affecting you, and then you're in fucking 85 degrees humidity, you're gonna get gas
I
pretty
don't know.
quick.
He had a lot of time.
we were sweating
But here's
last
the thing-
night.
But here's the thing, though, too. Like, I mean, Mayweather did a good job of making him carry him.
Yeah.
When they were tied up, he always had the underhook, and Mayweather was always hanging on him.
Because Mayweather's a fucking pro,
He
man.
needs to hang on him, get him tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck brought me over and was like, "Look, Logan's trying to lean on him, and then basically Mayweather's doing a duck under."
Yeah,
and
and
then
getting
making-
back on him. Yeah, it was like he may as well have been on a baby Bjorn on Logan's chest the whole time, right? I mean, he was like seriously holding him up, except for when he got hit in the face. And
But we were sweating so profusely at one point, and they'd given out like towels when we walked in. And I was like, ah, shit. Whenever they give out a towel at an event, you're not in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
At a Steelers game, you
Yeah.
know it's like, hey, you're going to sweat your ass off. Good luck.
I was dabbing my forehead like a Southern gentleman all evening.
And that's it, dude.
Yeah,
I
just
had
like-
the bandana tied around my wrist. But with that, you know, I wasn't in a fucking ring boxing for 8 rounds. So, yes, that's why I think Logan was gassed.
And by the way, anybody saying that they wonder why he got gassed in 8 rounds. First of all, it's a big show. It's out in front of everybody.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of
big
adrenaline.
thing. There's a lot of you got a guy trying to tear your head off.
Yep.
You're worried about getting hurt. I mean, or you know, it's new to him. He hasn't done this a lot.
Yeah.
He's not a seasoned pro. It's not his 50th fight.
No,
it
for
was
sure.
his second
his
or
second
third
or third
fight.
fight.
and
Well,
then he's
third
going against
fight,
Floyd
but
Mayweather.
second
Third fight-
against somebody that actually has fought someone before, right?
When
Right.
the first real fight.
Yeah,
Yes,
certainly
correct.
the
Beyond
first
first
one.
real fight, and people just don't. I think people don't realize that. I used to guys who come in and want to spar, you know, at the gyms, football players, whatever, friends of mine. And sure, put the gloves on. We put the gloves on, and they just start swinging hard, like they're trying to hit me, like, and I would just be covering up and laughing, and then about 30 seconds in, they're like, man, they can barely barely lift their gloves up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're like, oh man, are we done? No, we got 2.5 more minutes. Here we go.
Yeah.
By the end, I'd be tapping them in the face. They couldn't even. They're like, let me hit them instead of picking up their gloves. I was playing, just tapping them, slapping them.
Did you ever fight in the old UFC rules where it was just an unlimited time? There were no rounds and shit.
No, the longest I did was I did one 30-minute round down in Brazil.
Oh, Jesus
Bare
Christ.
knuckle.
30 minutes?
Bare
Whoa.
knuckle, no rules. Well, almost no rules. No eye gouging, no biting, no grabbing the ropes.
Did you win?
Yeah,
How long did it take you?
30 minutes.
Holy shit, the whole 30.
It ended with it was actually pretty. I think I was IVC 6 or 7. But anyway,
Yeah.
It was like it was a ring, a regular ring, but
Like a square ring or an octagon?
square ring. And they had a net from the bottom rope diagonally down to the edge of the thing, so you wouldn't slide out of the.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
It was a diagonal. Right?
But it wasn't like a cage, like...
No, so by the end of the fight, I ended the fight with him stuffed on my knees I was leaning out of the cage.
Yeah.
Punching him in the face. Like, so I'm he's like stuck in a fist.
And they didn't stop the... I mean, I guess there's no rules.
I looked up and I'm like, are you gonna stop it? Okay, no, okay, go, because I'm a fan. Here we go. No. It was the funny thing. I mean, he's a tough guy, man.
Yeah, I
no
bet.
quit in him. He looked like the elephant man that I stay at the hotel. I like walk by him. I walk by him. I'm like,
Yeah, sorry about your
yeah,
bad
like
luck there, bud.
this and here. And the thing was like, it's a long story, but anyway. But the referee was his manager. I'm like, don't you want to stop this and save him? Like, maybe it's a conflict of interest. He got less money. If
Yeah.
he got less money if he stopped it. So let it go. He
Or he's pissed off at the guy. He's like,
We're
fuck.
in Brazil. He might win it. He might win it with a decision.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Chuck's serious about that. When you're in another country, you do not know what's going to happen.
well, no, because I mean, and right before that, there had been a big fight where a guy, like, everyone's like, someone won a decision, and a Brazilian guy won a decision, and somebody was like, everyone's like, what fight were they watching again? Like, everybody, like, wait, what?
They must
Yeah.
be using the same refs that work at FIFA, right? That's the most corrupt organization on earth.
Oh,
is
yeah.
FIFA.
Fuck.
It's like every 2 or 3 years they have to fire half of their people and apologize.
yeah.
Just do it the right way, asshole. It's
it-
it's the most popular sport on earth. It makes the most money of any sport on earth. Can you not just make that money and be okay with it?
No,
It's
Dan,
in
the people
Qatar,
who,
dude.
Yeah, the
The
people
next
who
one's in
run FIFA get fired after they embezzle billions of dollars.
Yeah,
and
dude.
then they go spend those billions of dollars.
That's true. They never go to jail. None of them have ever gone to jail.
Never go to jail. And
Like
it's-
3 years
the next
ago,
one's
the
in
CEO
Qatar,
got
and they
booted.
paid like what, $400 million to somebody, and
Who knows, Ross?
yeah,
Who knows?
they all
Well,
get fired.
The amount of money that they make in those is crazy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who. Would you go to Qatar?
Billions. I would. Qatar for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Qatar is like one of the closest allies to the U.S. in the Middle East.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that's
Qatar,
is it a cool place?
Qatar, UAE, Kuwait. Those are all pretty safe places to go.
Okay.
Super awesome nightclub. It's like the most
Oh,
bougie
yeah.
of the.
No shit.
It's actually, I would say.
I've actually, when you say that, like I was gonna say, I know a couple of DJ friends that
Oh yeah,
like,
Qatar
like,
all the time. Yeah,
I'm like,
it's better than
I've
Saudi
heard of
Arabia.
it, so if I've heard of it through them, I'm guessing it's a popular place.
It's better than Saudi Arabia. I'll tell you that.
Do they call themselves Qatarist?
Qatar,
I'm just, you know.
Qataran, maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
Go Qatarist. That sounds better. Lead guitarist, you know, and then
No, it's Ka though.
yeah,
with a Q.
Yeah, lead,
So it's-
lead guitarist. You know, it's a nice play on words, Dan. That's all
I don't
I'm
like
saying.
it. You know I don't like puns, so
No, you don't.
I don't know why you continue to do this.
So you met with Jake last night?
Yeah, you had a good conversation with
Yeah.
Jake.
How did that go?
Well, I just talked to him. I said, look, man. I'm like, he's like, hey, whoa. 'Cause I was walking and thing. I'm like, look, man. Look, man. I got no problem with you, bro. I respect what you're doing. You're fighting. I got no problem in fighting. I mean, I was having fun. Like, you want people want to talk about it. I mean, I didn't want to offend you. I'm not trying to. I figured you play this game. You want to troll MMA guys. I'm helping you promote. Like that's one of those things I like. It's not. It's okay.
Shit talk is fun. That's like half the reason men
Yeah.
even. That's half the reason
And
men even
that's-
do sports.
Yes.
Like men continue to play sports long after they're relevant at that sport, or even good at it, or even capable of doing it, just so they could talk shit to their friends about it.
Right.
Like literally.
And that's the thing. I've always been. I'm not. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just having fun.
No, you're more into
By the
hurting
way,
people's faces.
and honestly, if I'm saying anything on the internet, anyone that I'm commenting to you or anything on the internet, I'm having fun. Like, because I get people, oh man, don't even respond to those guys saying that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, trust me, I don't care. Like, if I don't know you, we're not friends. I really don't give a fuck what you think.
And he was cool and it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. He just, I mean, I think, I guess maybe he thought like I was trying to be mean-hearted. I don't know. Maybe he thought it was.
Well, he got bashed after that fight because after he knocked out Askren, they were like, "Fight a real boxer," and he's like, "Fuck you guys, dude."
I get it.
Well, now he's making one step up now. So
they said it was a fix. You know, it wasn't a fix.
No.
Askren got knocked out.
Yes.
Now he's a horrible striker. I mean, everyone knows that. But why? But like they're doing it smart. Like that's one thing I always tell people that you come on. It used to happen a lot in MMA because guys would come over from different sports.
This is what we talked about
There's
yesterday.
3 different disciplines, right? There's wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and striking. And guys would come over from one with a big name in one. So that I'm a big jiu-jitsu guy. There's a lot of big jiu-jitsu guys that would come over, and all of a sudden they get knocked the hell out because they come right in the first fight to fight somebody that's a fucking stud. You know, it's like
that's not good for them
that's
or
not
the
good.
sport.
Yeah.
Like if they're actually that good at one skill and they can learn the other ones, you're fucking up their career and your
you
business.
Bring them in against somebody they can beat, so
Yeah.
they make mistakes the first couple times.
Like Cowboy
They
Cerrone,
can
for example.
catch up.
That one's for Giorgio.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
for
I'm just
Giorgio.
kidding. Cowboy just
Dan
gets
just-
fed. He just gets fed to the wolves
Yeah.
every time
He's
out.
not a stepping stone
I feel-
fighter. He's not a easy.
I feel bad
win.
for the guy. He just it's like, oh, is somebody need a title shot? Let him go fight Cowboy first.
Yeah, Cowboy. Once you get in there and get destroyed,
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? It's
crazy.
Get this guy a real fight.
and then they'll give him like $80.
Seriously, he made like
For real,
fucking.
he made nothing
He
on
made
that
like
last fight.
500,000 maybe
Oh yeah, well, on that
last
McGregor
year.
fight.
Oh, in the McGregor fight.
On the McGregor fight, yeah. I think-
McGregor
yeah, I
got
think
$8
his last
billion.
On his last one, I think he made like fucking 80. I think it was 80.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not enough for a
it's-
guy with that kind of history.
It's crazy.
Because people, it should be about. It's a spectator sport. If you get eyeballs, you get paid. People tune in to watch Cowboy fight.
Yeah.
Like he is wildly popular, despite his
I don't.
like going down.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make any sense, but look, it's never made sense in UFC the way they pay fighters. Frankly, I mean, we like Dana, and
No,
shit, but
and-
the way they pay fighters has always been weird to me. I don't get it. I don't
Speaking of
understand.
which,
You honestly don't get. It's hard to know exactly how they pay fighters.
Right, because of the bonus structures and all that
The
stuff.
way it's done, because
Right.
it's not public.
Yeah.
yeah,
What you're getting paid is not public. What I was getting paid was not public.
Well, the public information is never accurate, anyways. Right.
But hey,
because I was, I mean, it's funny because going with Floyd, Floyd tried to get me talk shit and try to get me to fight one of his boxers. Like, oh, I haven't fight this boxer for $1 million. Like because I was getting paid by the Athletic Commission $500,000. I'm like, why am I going to take a big pay cut to fight a boxer? Like, why does it make
Yeah.
any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he thinks, he's looking at that thinking, he's giving me double my pay, right?
right,
But it wasn't even close.
Right.
right.
So that wasn't even the same ballpark.
Yeah, because Francis Ngannou this morning goes, dude, a guy from YouTube
That fucking guy's an animal.
has
Holy
2
shit.
fights and made $100 million last night, and he goes, and
Did he make 100 million too?
that's what they're speculating. That the numbers have to come in, obviously, but they go, and I can't make that fucking much money. And then it was just one of those emojis where he's kind of twisting his chin. How much does Francis
he
make?
can.
Listen, here's the thing.
How much does Francis make?
Francis needs to start talking shit.
It comes down to it's business, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, the thing that Logan and those guys do is they're pulling in people that don't watch.
They're entertainers.
And like it's the same thing Conor McGregor did.
Oh yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
They brought people in that wouldn't watch fighting.
Right.
They're not because the thing is you have your hardcore fans.
Yep.
As long as you got good fighters, they're gonna watch.
Yep.
Okay. Then you got people that somewhat different, right? They got then you got the next year like occasionally watch fights.
Right.
But then you have the people that can draw in the people that don't watch fights at all. They watch it because it's an event.
Right.
Yes.
Kind of like a Mayweather fight. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, how many people are there that never watched boxing in their life? The only time they watched boxing was when a Mayweather or
Right.
Tyson.
Yeah.
Or Tyson. Yeah.
Everybody watched.
Same with you, dude. You're
It
the one
was
that
the same
got
with
me
you.
into UFC, and
But it's because of the branding, right? Like
Yeah.
you're a fucking tough guy with a goddamn mohawk, then you knock people the fuck out all the time. That is something that people like. That we've had gladiators for as long as human beings have existed.
yeah,
Right.
We love that shit as a
And-
society, right?
But that's the thing. Like people that are able to bring from those things, they're worth
Right.
more money.
Well, I mean,
why is this guy pay more?
It's not about talent though. Like Henry Cejudo is a good example. He
Yeah.
dominated that fucking weight class and didn't make it fucking dime.
It's narrative. Narrative is so
Yeah.
important that we're kind of forgetting. Doesn't the same way Conor McGregor could build that name and build that stardom at a smaller weight class,
Right.
Is because he had an attitude. There's a narrative behind him, like coming over from Ireland.
There was also when he got the shot, he won impressively and made
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he
That left hand is no joke.
When he needed to, he won very
Yeah.
impressively.
Yeah.
And those are big. That's a big deal. There's a lot of guys that have some hype behind them and they got some build and they're ready to go. And then
Yeah, Lesnar was like that. Everybody was super excited about Lesnar, and he just didn't look. I mean, he looked like what he should have looked like, an unpolished fighter, right? That was physically
I'll tell you,
talented, but
his
not.
biggest problem was he's afraid to get hit. He was scared to get hit.
Why? He's a fucking. He's got a goddamn
but
giant.
he
By the
doesn't.
way-
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not a box. Like he's
Like
not
his
getting
one
hit.
Here's the
fist in
thing,
front of his
By
face.
the way, after the Shane Carwin fight,
Yeah.
man, there's
Carwin's a tough
there's
motherfucker,
no
too.
question whether or not he has heart. I mean, he can take a punch. Cause
You talking about Brock?
Brock,
Yeah.
he got knocked down. He was all but out and came back and won that fight.
Yeah.
That's all heart because
Yep.
Carwin hits like a.
That dude's a fucking animal too.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah.
He hits like a Mack truck.
But yeah, that's
yeah.
weird to hear. I mean,
People love him
Like,
still.
but
who
watch him
Brock?
fight.
Yeah, Brock is awesome.
Watch him fight. Watch.
He's just too tentative.
He's afraid to get hit in the head.
But you don't.
When you're like I said he doesn't. I always say, and when people make fun of me, he doesn't like getting hit in the head. But I don't like getting hit in the head.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
dislike it so much that I'm scared to get hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he should have been able to physically dominate anybody, but he was back on his heels trying not to get punched,
Like,
right?
He's just a super physical specimen. But if you go back and watch his old Minnesota college
Wrestling?
wrestling, he wasn't good.
He was
just,
just
he
big.
had a
Human
double
being.
leg and he had a stand up.
Yeah.
Like he barely won, and he was like way bigger.
Well, that's the
than
problem.
these
When you're
guys.
that physically talented, you don't learn
know. You
skills
don't have
early
to.
a lot.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Which is what makes, frankly,
You're saying he was a mediocre wrestler. Is that what you're saying?
No, he was national champion.
Fucking
I'm just
guy.
saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying he
Wasn't
didn't
that
have
good?
the plethora of techniques that some of the modern
the
heavyweights have.
point of all this is you got to have you can't just be a good fighter. That's not enough. Like Ngannou
Yeah.
shouldn't be bitching on the internet about it because that looks weak. He should be talking shit to somebody. He should be looking at whomever his next fight is and saying, you know what, fuck that guy. On Instagram every day, fuck you, buddy, or something. Make it fun or whatever you want to do, but you got to make people want to fucking give them a reason other than the fight itself to come watch that fight.
And to your point earlier,
That's what
my
Conor was
wife,
great at.
my wife doesn't give a shit about UFC, right? But she would come and watch two people, Ronda Rousey and McGregor. Like that brought just you're right. The casual fan or just no one who ever watched boxing be like, I see McGregor on the internet. He looks cool. Or Ronda Rousey looks cool. And
Especially now in meme culture,
Yeah.
like it's so easy to meme something
Yes.
and make a brand
Yeah.
now. Like these Cejudo,
I'm not big on that. Like the over like bullshit. You know, like it's. I mean, I mean, but if you got to be if you're a fighter behind it, if you got impressive fights afterwards, it can make something. I mean, some of these ones they're just talking shit, right?
Yeah.
Just pop it out. Just
there are some like that. I mean, and then there's like the middle ground. There's like
jail talking.
Yeah.
But the problem with I love Chael.
Yeah.
Great guy. But he do all this WWE shit talking.
Yeah.
But then he go out there and he was a throwback to the lay and pray.
Yeah.
Take guys down and just sit there. And,
Yeah.
And then how did you get caught in a triangle that many times?
He had that.
It's not that difficult.
We're gonna have to get him on your show.
No, I would love a crossover.
We're gonna have to get him on because his show is great.
Posture up.
Use your hips, Joe. I'm not getting involved in this conversation. This is like a black man correcting another black man or something. And as a white man, I'm not getting involved.
I'll get involved in it. Fuck him. Fuck him.
But that's the thing. He's a cool dude. Like
he is. Yeah.
He was on. I was on a show one time. And he was out doing his show before me. And it was right when I was gonna fight again. And he was popping off about me out there. And I was actually in the back room talking to his mom. She's a big fan. And then he comes in. But he comes in and he goes, "Hey Chuck, I teed it up for you if you want to fight. How the kids?" You know, right after walking out.
He's just playing the game.
So it's like, I mean,
but that's smart. I mean,
it's cool. Like, like that doesn't bother me at all.
No.
It
shouldn't. It's good business if you can follow through in the ring, right?
I think nowadays I see a lot of times people cross the line too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen guys
some of the
cross
stuff
lines.
is stupid.
Some of these guys
like that whole shit with Conor and Khabib where he's talking about his family and shit.
No, hey, look, that. And
don't do that.
I always get the only thing about that fight, them getting a fight afterwards or whatever.
Were you at that fight? We were there.
I wasn't there. But here's the thing: my difference is I would never have done that out in the ring. But if you're talking like that about my family, when we get in the back room, I'll lock you. I'll walk by and lock you in a room, and then we'll finish.
Yeah.
No one's gonna break it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure no one breaks it up. But I ain't playing. Like we had the problem with Tito a long time ago. He said, "I don't date white trash bitches like Chuck." On a radio interview, and I got my buddies in San Diego called me up and told me. I said, "Look," and long story, got down. It was after he fought Vitor Belfort. He was fighting Vitor Belfort at the time, so I don't know why he was talking shit about me.
Yeah,
but and afterwards, we were at a
wait. Didn't he marry a porn star?
He married a porn star,
a white one.
That was later. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
But so I'm at so we were at the club and they're asking us to squash it. So I walked up and I said, "Look here, motherfucker. You ever talk about my family and friends? First off, this is my girlfriend. Apologize."
Yeah.
Secondly, and he's, "Oh, I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about Juliette Lewis." Fuck, she plays white trash.
Juliette Lewis?
Juliette Lewis?
She's rich and famous.
Yeah, I know. But Us Magazine said we were dating, and that's what he thought, and that's what he was talking about.
He knows that movie is a movie, right?
Yeah. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Like Woody Harrelson didn't actually kill all those people. Well, he may have. I don't know. That's true.
We don't know.
We don't know. Woody?
But so I said, first I apologize. Secondly, you ever talk about my family and friends on a radio interview? I know where you live. I'll come and beat you in your own fucking living room. You got that? He's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it." I'm like, "All right, man. We're good." Like one of his buddies that I'm friends with still, he goes, "Man, I don't know. If you did that to me in front of all my friends, I would have fucking punched you just to save face."
Yeah.
But that's the way I felt. Like
well, maybe Tito just knows he's
like,
stepped over the line.
Kind of lines. But he knew me well enough from back when we trained together. That he knows that it wouldn't be the first time I showed up at someone's house for fucking.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not playing. Like I don't fuck with my people.
More importantly, did you date Juliette Lewis?
No,
no, it's fine. That was years ago. I did a movie with her. She's fucking awesome, by the way.
She's awesome. No, I
like
met
the
her.
coolest chick of all time.
I met her. I hung out with her one night. I think I probably lost my chance. I left her to help my buddy get laid, but so
you're a good wingman, Iceman, the wingman.
But anyway, so that ended up nothing happened. But I mean, I think they said it because we were on a talk show together, and then we met her, and a couple weeks later I was fighting. And she was at the fight, and then they came to her, "Oh, who do you want to win?" So I think she just picked me because I was the one she knew.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chuck, I'm on for Chuck. And then so the UFC is smart. So the next fight that she was at, they sat her next to me. So then it became, then they must be dating.
She's rad. She'd be great on this show. She's fucking hilarious, dude.
She
was really cool. She's cool people, but I had her number. but not that happened.
So let's get back to the whole branding thing, because it's becoming an issue in UFC now with these guys. UFC was it was starting to overtake boxing pretty much. Like that's all. Nobody was talking about boxing other than Triple G and then the heavyweights, whichever 3 heavyweights were going at the time. Triple G, Canelo, and then Fury and those guys.
Fury and Joshua, and
then
the Gypsy King.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was new
pretty much those 5 guys.
That was new too. That for a long time stretch there in boxing.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the heavyweight champ was.
Right. Same.
And when I was in high school, when I was back in the late '80s, early '90s, when I was in high school and college, if you didn't know who the heavyweight champ was, you weren't a man.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
You're not a real man.
That's how you tell us.
That's
how you tell somebody's like a Russian spy or something. Like, hey, who's the heavyweight champ? Like, I don't know. Bam, fuck you.
That's because it was Eastern Europeans, the Klitschko's.
Well, that was in the 2010s, bro. We're talking about the 90s.
No.
I don't know that. His era lasted 15 or something years.
A long time, too.
And then
He was
the one who beat
champion
him
for 8 years. I mean, it was
back then I remember.
And he lost it once or
Vegas,
twice in between.
Yeah.
Then I saw a heavyweight championship fight. They're offering 2-for-1 tickets.
But that's how it is now, right? So
I was like,
those 5 guys, and a lot of people know that Ryan Garcia kid just because of the Instagram videos he makes of him punching. He's got fast hands and he punches like a fucking mule kicks. But I haven't seen any of his actual fights.
What's their name trying to fight him?
Oh, really?
Canelo?
No.
Jake?
No, you were just talking about him from the UFC, the little guy.
Cejudo. Really?
Yeah, I was just talking to his guy.
Cejudo's a wrestler, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think that
training center.
That kid would.
Going to
I think that kid would
Yeah.
light Cejudo up. To be honest,
But
they may make a lot of money though. So who cares?
Big paycheck.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking
But
at.
that's so. We only know maybe
So
5 or
Cejudo
so
needs to tackle
guys in boxing. UFC was taking over, especially during COVID when they were the only sport going in during a lot of the year. Now with this Triller shit and with the Paul brothers in general, and then other people are going to start doing it.
Honestly, I think this type of stuff I don't think is the same. It's not the same fan base, really.
It's not, but
It's not the same fan base. It just isn't. I mean, you're talking about a lot of these people won't watch fights. They don't watch. But I'm
No.
for boxing, what they're trying to do is just trying to get people to watch.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, you put real fights on the card, and hopefully they go, hey, I like that. That was a good fight too. And let me watch that one next time.
Well, it was a really good idea for Showtime to put this one on for sure. And I'm sure Mayweather being involved sealed the deal on that one, but it does legitimize what the Paul brothers are doing.
Yeah,
being on Showtime.
And speaking of which, is that I don't know if you chatted with him about it, but if he beats Woodley, does he fight Mayweather next? Because I watched the press conference last night. It didn't seem like Mayweather wanted to fight anymore. He kept saying he was old a million times, and he was very apologetic almost for not being able to knock him out. And he kept saying, "Well, he was holding me, and I'm 44 years old, and I can't go against a 20-year-old anymore."
But he was really positive about it. He did a good job, and blah blah blah.
I'm going to venture to guess that if they offered him another $100 million to fight another YouTube,
the way he goes through money, he's probably going to have to, right?
I know, but even without that, I mean, if you offered $100 million to fight another YouTube star, like, do you think it's a question? Like, duh. Ariel Awani called me up and asked me, "Hey man, I heard a rumor you're going to fight Tyson for $10 million." I said, I haven't heard anything about it, but if he's got $10 million to fight him,
let's go.
Let's go.
Do it today.
I'm ready to go.
There's no point.
Hold on, I'll lace up right now.
So what is? I agree that it is 2 different fan bases, but you're talking about market share on entertainment, right? So you're still dipping into the same pool in a lot of ways. How do people like Cejudo, I mean, maybe he does fight Ryan Garcia, but how do people like Cejudo, Ngannou, et cetera, that are, I mean, Adesanya, all these guys, how do they make a bigger name for themselves? Because you can't come out and be disingenuous.
Well, those are 3 completely different situations. Henry just happens to be so small that some people don't really want to pay attention to those weight classes, which is just
for sure
the testament to what it is. Francis Ngannou doesn't speak the best English in the world and is a very humble and genuine man. He just has crazy knockout power, so it's interesting to watch.
Right.
But outside of the ring, he leaves a little to be desired.
He needs to hire a PR team.
And Israel Adesanya is arguably the biggest star in the sport right now, or right there beside Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
talent-wise, but
no, starstruck-wise,
one
like
of the
he's
things
the dude.
I think some of them people need to do too is you really do need to have someone and some interview training and
Right.
and training as far as how you want to be right.
Maybe
Well,
that's
the
in the,
WWE has it. They were
do.
doing it with so they were paying John Cena for a while, and then Freddie Prinze Jr. was doing it. The actor. The
That's
teen
interesting.
actor.
Well,
Yeah.
Freddie and didn't Freddie and was it Josh? Our buddy
Josh
Josh,
Wolf, yeah.
have a show together for a long
They
time.
do.
Yeah.
And by the way, Freddie said John Cena was a fucking asshole. He would walk in and he'd be like, "Man, if you're not born with fucking personality, then you're just not fucking meant for this."
John
or whatever."
Cena learned Mandarin to apologize to China.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Like here's the thing, like, and that's not true. Like I said, they were like the UFC when I was first starting out, and they're like, "Man, you need to do better in your interviews." I'm like, "Okay, how? What do you mean? What
Right.
do you want me to do?" And back then too, like, believe me, the most interviewers had they didn't know the sport. Even the good ones, they're lucky if they read the.
I mean, other than Joe, like who?
They read the one sheet,
Right.
so they don't know. They didn't know what to ask you. They asked the dumbest question. Like I got an before I fought Tito the first time. I got an interview coach, and I went to her. We were working on just my volume, and I tend to speak low, so that
Same, yeah.
You're talking at 2. I need you at an 8.
Yeah.
When you're on radio, and then I need to, but did a few basic things in. But she had me write down the 10 most common questions I get, and then I wrote up all these questions, and she's crossing them all out. She goes, "You got 2 questions here, and they both suck." And they're the most common questions I get because no one really knows what to ask you.
Right.
And she goes, "Look, do me a favor. Go out there, answer the question, because that's where you get stuck. I can talk. If I'm all my interviews, my best interviews are with like you get like someone like a Johnny Carson or like someone a bit.
Ross Patterson, yeah.
Ross Patterson. Yeah. No, guys who can talk and ask, they make it interesting.
It's a conversation.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's not just like bulleted list.
Right?
Yeah.
So so you got to get it. Just take that question, answer yes or no, and then talk about what you want to talk about for about a minute and a half. Because I want you to talk about whatever you need. You need to get out there for about a minute and a half, and then they will draw from that.
Yep.
And the thing that happens is now you make the guy that didn't do his homework, didn't do his thing, you made him look good.
Yeah.
And so next time your name comes up, I want that guy. I want him to win.
What's a two-way street with the press, right? You got to train them on how to fucking ask the right questions, right? Because I mean, other than Goldberg and fucking Joe, nobody knew anything about MMA.
Oh no, yeah, it was. But like, I was going everywhere I went was like, oh, it's like they're like. You barely knew who I was.
So you're a fighter.
Yeah, you're a fighter, and so what? So is it like WWE?
Because most people still had like the early UFCs, the bare knuckle, no rules, 30-minute long or whatever the fuck it was, or tough man competitions and shit like that, or boxing. Those are the two kind of fighting they didn't. Because America kickboxing, like K1 and stuff, wasn't big here.
Like, do you guys train or just get out? Just get up and go fight? Yeah, no. we train a little bit, yeah.
So there is somebody there that does that. There's somebody there that coaches you on interviews.
Well, you whether you can get them. I went out and got one.
Oh, you did it outside.
Man, you're doing so good. I'm like, yeah. It's like, Dana, it's like you tell me if I told you your punch sucks, and I go, but just fix it.
Yeah.
Is that going to help you at all?
Yeah.
You can be able to fix it. But but they that man, your interviews are so great. I'm like, yeah, I got a coach.
I wonder if they have something at the PI.
One of the things where this made me think about it was when we were talking, is one of the things she did was like, I'd answer a question. And she, like, one of the ones that I asked my answer to.
This is the woman that was training you.
Yeah, was training me.
Yeah.
I asked her. She asked me why I'm like one of the reasons I talk about not getting in fights in the street for the most part was hit a guy. I don't want to break my hand and have to and have to not fight for a while. That can happen, But and she's like, no, I don't want to hear that. You're my hero. Like I don't want to hear that you're worried about your hand getting broken. It was always just something funny I said at the end. Because I don't. If you commit a fighting offense, I'm gonna hit you anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my hand getting broke, and I've never broken.
I've heard you say the phrase "commit a fighting offense" like 1,000 times, and it never gets old. I really enjoy it, just coming out of your face. Because it sounds like something somebody would say in the fucking Old West or something, right before they lit somebody up in a fucking alleyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, look, after this gig, we're getting ready to hop on a plane and go back to Austin.
Yeah, you're
on
going to-
Icebreakers podcast tonight. Who is your guest? Is it Aaron Carter? Because you're going to you're actually doing another celebrity fight.
Yeah.
In Atlantic City, you're going to be the referee for Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Is it Aaron Carter on tonight? Yes.
And then Lamar is on next Monday, or we're doing them both this week.
Both
Sweet.
this week. Just
Nice.
Get it out before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fight.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. And then
It was nice
McConaughey's
I
on
got to talk
Monday.
to both of them about before the fight. I think it's going to be a more interesting fight now that I've talked to both of them.
Aaron seems like he's really into it.
Aaron's really into it. It looks like he's been training.
Yeah.
He's really got, and mentally he really thinks he's going to win this. And Lamar thinks he's going to win it in like 30 seconds, and it's like whatever. I'm just going to run through him. Just stop it early. Don't hurt him. Don't let me hurt him.
Right.
It's like, but I'm training. I'm not overlooking him. But it sounds like to me when I hear that, I'm like, okay, is this guy training for it? Because and even though
You're making a bunch of Drinker Bros want to bet on Aaron Carter right now.
I'm going to bet on Aaron Carter in this fight. I'm telling you right now.
But I mean, because
And he's the
people
underdog.
say these guys
Lamar
have
Odom
both
is
been out in
6'10".
front of crowds a lot.
Yeah.
Both of them, no problem. But it's different. It's always different for going out there and fighting in front of people. When you're walking out, now you got to go out and fight. Neither one of them
with your shirt off.
Neither one of them.
It's weird.
Giorgio said that Aaron Carter interview that is going to air tonight on this channel is one of the best podcasts ever.
Yeah, Aaron he's really lovable, really likable. Like he made Chuck want to bet on him in a fight. So if that's testament to anything about how good the interview is.
I like the kid, man. He's been through a lot, and he's working.
If somebody had given me $10 million when I was like fucking 15 years old, I would be dead.
Yeah.
He
like
sold 10
so
million
dead.
records before he was 10.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, that's true because he wasn't even with Disney yet. That was independent
right.
because of his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a great 9/11 story, and he has two great.
Wait, was he involved in 9/11?
Was he?
Look,
on
you're
the-
gonna have
on
to
the
watch
plane?
Icebreakers if you want to hear the story.
Wait, we're gonna watch it. If
You
he was
heard it
on the
here
plane,
first. Aaron Carter was on the plane and crashed.
survived
No,
9/11. No, he was the only one. I'm kidding.
It's not real.
We have no idea.
but Estelle Getty was responsible for 9/11. Everybody knows that.
Yes, from the
I've been
Golden
saying that
Girls.
for years.
R.I.P. Though, obviously.
Well,
R.I.P. to her.
she knocked
And
down
then
the tower.
Lamar
so-
Odom, what was he like when you chatted with him?
Aloof.
He was just kind of.
That's what it seemed like from the-
It was a little. I mean, he was just kind of. It looked like he was kind of doing the interview for go through motions and okay, I'm just doing this, and they both called out Jake Paul. I think.
Good luck.
But like.
Maybe Aaron. How old is Aaron Carter?
But Aaron actually said it very respectful. So, maybe two. I'll do some more. 2-3 years down the road, I'll be
Yeah.
ready for. I'll go for Jake. Like I was okay. This is really like give a realistic time frame.
People like combat sports, and these kids who are entertainers and know how to be entertainers getting involved in it is good for everybody, to be honest. I mean, it seemed like a big joke at first, but the direction they're pushing everything about how much production quality is going to go up and how much money is going to come into the sport, it's good. I think it's good for everybody,
if
to
you
be
win,
honest.
that is shareable content that you
Yeah.
always talk about off air.
Yeah.
That you're like, dude, it goes a million miles more than just one fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing it's boxing, right?
Right.
Because they pick it because that's the simplest.
There's only so much that can happen there.
That's
Yeah.
the simplest combat sport.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
sure.
There's only, really, 4 punches you really throw.
Yeah, and since you're refereeing, how long do you let it go, knowing what an audience wants to see? Right, you never want to see an early stoppage. For you, have you ever refereed before?
Yeah, I've done it before. I've done it quite a few times.
I mean, when you're running a fight camp for somebody, you're the ref during the sparring and shit all the time, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. I know what I can look at guys, and I know when guys want out. I know when guys are trying to get you to let them out. And to me, the way just for fans, if you're just trying to, you're acting and you're just trying to get out. I'll let it go a little bit longer.
Yeah. If you're not hurt, you mean?
If you're not hurt, you're just trying to look for it out because you're tired.
fuck that. No.
I can read that over. I can look at you and then tell if you're. I can tell what you're doing. So you're not going to get let out early if you're just trying to, because the pants paid for it. So we're going to watch it.
Yeah, and it's pay-per-view.
But on the other side of that too, like I can tell when someone's hurt, and I can tell when a guy's fighting out on his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Have you seen any of Lamar's training videos or anything? I haven't seen.
I haven't
any of
either.
them.
Yeah,
But it doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would have like instant knockout power. You know what I mean?
Maybe
I just don't
it's
see that.
you-
from him.
Chicken Ranch.
You never know.
That's
I mean,
true.
Bunny Ranch.
That's
Man,
true.
think about Hearns.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Hearns was lanky, skinny guy, but man, he had at the
Or
end,
even that. What's
he had
the
lightning at the end of those punches.
Sean? Whatever his name is, the kid with the colorful hair. What's his
Oh,
name?
Sean O'Malley.
O'Malley. Yeah, that kid.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like $160, right? And he slings it.
crack.
He slings it. That's true.
Well, yeah, so
He's like 6 foot tall, I think.
He's like
yeah,
5'11". Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's pretty tall.
He parties. He's
Got
got a
some
cool
leverage.
personality. Everybody loves that guy.
He's young. It's too bad he fucked his foot up in that fight.
Yeah, he was partying with Jake Paul after that fight.
Oh yeah, he was. That's right.
Yeah, he was there. Tell everybody where they can watch the fight on Friday night. What's the
I
app?
think fight.tv.
Oh, the FIT.
FIT.
Yeah.
Dot
That's we
TV.
use that for pretty
Yeah.
much everything. Actually, I
I
think.
think it's on most cable pay-per-view too. I think
It is, yeah.
And there's
But
a
also, I mean for them, if you can't fight on Fight TV,
yeah. Do we have an app
they get
for that?
Yeah, we
Giorgio?
have the app at the office. It's $29.99, I believe.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I think that was the price.
Giorgio's looking it
Who
up
else
now.
is on the undercard? Do you know?
There's man, I'm terrible with this. There's some YouTube guys. There's a couple guys, people I don't know.
Oh shit! Are those TikTokers on the fucking
There's
thing?
some TikTok. Yeah,
I saw them last night
yeah.
promoting it. Okay, I know who those are. I'll watch those fucking kids. Barstool's doing a gig with those guys. Bryce something. I
This
think.
is a little different than these things. It's a celebrity boxing. It's going to be guys.
Yeah.
But it should be if these guys get after it hopefully, and we'll have some fun.
I'm in. I can't wait to watch it live from Atlantic City Friday nights.
Friday night. Yes.
Friday night on Fights, and then tonight on Icebreakers podcast, you'll have Aaron Carter on, followed by Lamar Odom on Wednesday, and then you got Matthew McConaughey on next week. Did you ask him about running for governor?
Yes, I did.
Great.
We'll see what he has to say about that.
Yeah, I can't wait
From,
to hear.
from the clips we've already
It was
posted.
Great. It was great talking to him, man. I really like.
We had a good time with him, too.
He's the best.
Yeah.
I really like the guy.
He's he's super smart. He's very thoughtful. Like you ask him anything, he's going to answer it, and he'll give you like a legit, thoughtful response. I like where his head's at.
He's genuinely never
Yeah.
changed in 25
Yeah.
years or what. I mean, I knew him 20 years ago. He's never fucking changed. Great guy, dude. It's just an awesome dude.
Yeah, it's nice because there's so many cunts, to be honest.
Yeah.
That are famous. It's nice, like, to meet people like you that are just normal. Like you
Normal
and I,
dudes.
you and I just hang out and fuck around all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure Matt's the same way. It's nice to know that there are fucking normal human beings out there.
Yeah, there's
to
a
be
couple.
honest.
There's a couple.
There's a lot of fucking weirdos too.
Yeah, and we've enjoyed the weekend with you.
Yeah.
We
I
appreciate you
don't
coming
know
out.
I don't know that I'm technically normal.
I'm not saying you're not a weirdo.
But like a better abnormal.
Yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming out. This has been a blast this weekend. Watch Chuck's fights on Friday night on Fights. And then tune into Icebreakers tonight for the Aaron Carter interview, as well as Wednesday with Lamar Odom and then Matthew McConaughey next week on Icebreakers podcast. You can find that on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
And then if you don't have the audio subscription, it's on iTunes, Spotify, everything else. Always free. Please rate and review Icebreakers podcast. Give it a 5-star and a quick review. That's what helps keep it in the charts. Chuck, thanks for your time, buddy. We had a great weekend. Looking forward to the next one.
I hope I've got
Thank you,
another.
guys.
We recorded another show while you were gone with this. I'm teasing it out to the audience now because it's such a crazy fucking story. And I actually reached out to Evan, and he reached out to the Special Forces community to verify that all this shit is true. It's about this Special Forces captain named Flaherty.
Okay.
That was homeless here in Miami, right? And some Miami-Dade PD guy just fucking happened upon him one day. They became friends and hung out. And then 10 days before the guy died in a mysterious hit and run, he started telling him about all of his Special Forces experience and how he worked for the agency and blah, 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 right?
Right.
And the guy was 4'9" and weighed 100 pounds. I've got pictures of him in his uniform. I've got his official DA records. This is all real. It's the craziest fucking story you're ever going to hear.
When did you do it?
We recorded it when you were on the plane, when you were doing your
shit.
delays on Thursday, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll come out probably. Actually, did it come out last? Was that the one for last night?
No.
We were going to ask him about it either tonight or tomorrow.
Tomorrow
So it'll
night,
probably be tomorrow night. Then, yeah.
Holy
So stay
shit.
tuned. It is the I think his name was. I think it's Richard Flaherty, but it is the wildest goddamn story I've ever heard. And I literally, as soon as I saw what the fuck was happening, and this is right before the show was going on, I called Evan. I'm like, dude, this sounds like too crazy to be real.
What did he say? What did Evan say?
He was like, I've never heard of him, but I'll run it up the chain. And he said there's a group of former Special Forces guys and record keepers that are the unofficial historians of the Green Berets, right?
Yeah.
And they know everything. They found his entire service record, everything. And it's all legit. This dude is was a badass. Like, he was fucking 4'9" or 4'10", depending on which listing you look at. But 97 to 100 pounds is usually what he's listed as.
4'9" is the maximum legal height for a midget.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think he had to
LP
lie.
Ross.
I
LP.
think somebody helped him get into the military, because that
You
4 foot,
can't. You're
five,
not allowed, right?
5
Yeah.
foot is
Yeah.
the limit. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be 5 foot or taller. And not only did he do that, but he was a triple volunteer. Volunteered for the military during the time of war, right? During Vietnam fucking Nam. Then he went to airborne school. Then he went to fucking selection in special forces. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, what the fuck?
That's dope.
Most of the adult males I know can't do that.
No. Let
Right.
alone somebody who's 4'9".
Even at 19, 20, yeah, I don't know how he did it, honestly. And it's too bad that he fucking ended up on the fucking streets of Miami homeless.
Man.
But
But look, that'll air tomorrow night. I'm amped to
it's
watch
a
it.
wild story. And then they have a documentary coming out about him too, so there'll be a lot more information.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So looking forward to that. Look, that's why you subscribe. Drinkin' Bros Podcast on YouTube. All of our shows here on Tetherball Academy Media are on there, and all of them are video as well. For Chuck Liddell, Dan Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.